How's it going, World Wide Web? It is Darkly, and good news, I've made a full recovery. I'm no longer sick. Woohoo! Yeah, it's a good thing. It's cause for celebration. But okay, calm down. Hold your applause. Alright. I'm glad I made a full recovery. I hope I never have to record sick again. Because, like, I love Naruto, I love One Piece, and I love Bleach. And to make up for that, I am going to review Ichigo vs. Yusuke. I feel like it's only fair because Ichigo vs. Yusuke has been one of my most wanted death battles for a while. And this is my most wanted. Speaking is hard. I think it's only fair that, you know, I really look into it and kind of revisit it. Just to, you know, just make up for me being sick. There we go. That's what you want to say. As for when that review is going to come out, current job has me super busy, and I'm aiming to try to work on that next month in April. I won't make any promises, but that's my goal, and that's when I'm probably more freer. Okay, that update aside, I'm excited. I am so glad I made a full recovery for the second episode of Death Battle 2026, Cell vs. Metal Sonic, or otherwise known as DevilArtemis' last episode as a part of the Death Battle team. I see this as DevilArtemis' last hurrah. It only makes sense that his last episode as a, you know, working for Death Battle is a Cell episode. So, plus, we get the return of Metal Sonic, the GOAT from Bowser vs. Eggman. So, you know, carrying on from that hype, I'm sure this is going to be an absolute banger. And to top it all off, DevilArtemis is not animating this alone. No, he's collaborating with Moro and Duvad. Moro being the maker of Cross and some other iconic death battles the community may know. Duvad also has experience and has animated for Death Battle before, and I'm pretty sure that I'm pretty sure they were a part of DevilArtemis' debut episode in Ganondorf vs. Dracula. So it's almost like the OG Blender band is back together. But anyways, I think I've talked enough. I really want to see how this death battle is going to go. So anyways, let's get to the video. Alright, this is a great start. Let's go.
Cell versus Metal Sonic.
Which copycat android is truly the superior model?
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons,
Alright,
armor, and
yeah,
skills
this is going to
to
be
find out
very
who will
hype.
win a death
Already
battle.
the animation is looking superb.
There's a monster stalking Gingertown. No one who's seen it has lived to tell the tale. All it left behind was their clothes.
Very horror
Something
themed.
ate these people's insides, leaving only a shadow behind.
Some kind of creature driven only by the need to feed. Earth's new apex
yes, the deep
predator,
saturation
the
effects.
ultimate
Very
life form.
epic.
The Namekian Piccolo went to
Very
investigate this manslayer and discovered that it was intelligent. Its tail
It's
could
smart?
unravel to
It has
absorb its
brains?
hapless
Ugh.
victims and
Ugh.
put their energy to
That's
its wretched
a
gestalt.
disturbing
But
sight.
the nightmare was only just beginning, because for its last trick, somehow this freak of nature knew the Kamehameha.
The
Oh my
mystery of
God.
this creature's
That's quite
origin
an
was
introduction.
decades in the making. Years ago, the world was terrorized by the most advanced paramilitary organization in history, the Red Ribbon Army.
Until they got rocked by this little kung fu gremlin, Son Goku.
But Red Ribbon's dream of revenge
Oh,
lived
hey, it's
on
Dragon
within
Ball
their head
Superhero.
scientist, Dr. Giro.
Hiding away in his spooky cave laboratory, Giro would go to work studying the Z fighters from afar, learning everything there was
Oh yeah,
to
I
know
love
about them.
these
And
Dragon Ball
building a
moments.
series of androids that would destroy his spiky-haired nemesis once and for all.
He
Okay, before we continue, I have to confess. So, I have watched Dragon Ball, but my knowledge is the most weakest in the androids and the Cell arcs when it comes to DBZ. So I only know the bits and pieces, but I don't have the full... I'm not fully versed in, you know, the lore in these two arcs. So I know, like, everything from the intro of Dragon Ball Z to Frieza, and then my knowledge jumps from Frieza all the way to Boo. So I guess after this episode, at some point, I need to rewatch those two arcs. Anyways, we're going back to the video. I'm looking forward to this refresher on the Android and Cell arcs.
Made a ton of them. Infinite energy androids, key absorbing androids, trucker head androids, and even ginger androids.
Oh, hey,
However,
Android 16.
None of Giro's creations were capable of matching that drive to improve that Goku and his fellow martial artists possessed.
Luckily, he had one more android left. A cute little booger so complex
Ugh.
he'd take years after Giro's death to complete.
Did he have
Its
to make an
name
android
was
that
Cell.
Born
looked like
from
a bug?
single cell, get it? This android possessed the
Ah,
genetic
yes,
information
yes.
of all the greatest warriors that had battled on Earth,
A
and
very good
when
name.
fully evolved, would become unstoppable.
And with their DNA, Cell
God,
absorbed all
Toei,
their
like,
powers
already,
and
like,
techniques
you know,
too.
Common among
picking
all of them is the
superhero,
power to manipulate
like, level-
ki, or the
level
energy that
quality.
exists in
Oh
all
my
living
gosh.
things, and weaponize it to fire energy blasts, fly at faster than light speeds, move things with telekinesis, and create force fields.
From the humans, Krillin and Tien, Cell knows the multiform technique, Destructo Disc, and the Tri-Beam, his extra special
Tri-Beam.
favorite. Oh,
Let's go,
weird, I'm not
geometry.
seeing Jiaozu on this list.
Or
Sorry,
trigonometry.
bud.
Is Xiaozu human?
Oh.
Yeah, good question.
Cell
Yeah.
can fire the Death Beam, as well as breathe in and travel through the vacuum of
Oh, hi,
space
Frieza.
with the alien genes of Frieza and his father.
And because he's got Piccolo's DNA, Cell can regenerate humongous damage to his body at the cost of some keys.
Cell has survived having half his body vaporized
God, yeah,
multiple
Cell is a
times, and cannot be
crazy
destroyed
concept.
unless the small cluster of cells
You
at
know,
the core
a
of his
crazy
being
concept for a
is
character.
eradicated.
Should that little bugger survive, Cell will always return, even
Oh my
stronger than
gosh,
before
yeah.
because of the Saiyan
Wow.
DNA he got from Goku and Vegeta. Definitely the cream of the genetic crop.
Sure, he can perfectly replicate attacks like the Gallic Gun, Spirit Bomb, and of course Kamehameha, as well as teleport by locking onto a living being's key signature.
But the best part of being a Saiyan is how much crazy stronger they
I
get
feel like
every
if
time
Cell
they
made
almost
a
die.
more
They can
formal
even
return that
evolve
was
to
a Cell
become
Max and
orders
Dragon
of
Ball
magnitude
Super.
stronger in the midst
It
of
would be
battle.
absolutely
Combine that
insane.
with Cell's healing factor, and he is effectively the ultimate warrior.
Like a perpetual shonen motion machine.
Driven by a biological imperative, Cell wanted nothing more than to devour Giro's previous androids, 17 and 18,
I want to
believing
eat
it would
my
make him
fellow androids.
perfect.
that
Only
robo
one problem.
cannibalism?
The Cell we know was born in the
that
future,
robo
and both
cannibalism?
17 and 18
I don't
had
know.
been destroyed. So he murdered Trunks and went back in time. Not our Trunks, future Trunks. Well, not future Trunks, but another future Trunks. It's very complicated.
This is
There's
where
like
the Dragon Ball
five
timelines get so
Cell
crazy,
defeated
and that's why we have
absorbed
Dragon
androids,
Ball.
He evolved,
what's
not
it
only
called?
getting stronger, but changing his
Xenoverse
personality and developing a lust for battle.
He became less creepy bug serial killer and more, well, Saiyan. After exploiting that
Actually, wait, going back to the whole killing trucks thing. Wait a minute. Cell's existence was that really the dawn of the Dragon Ball multiverse? Did it all stem from Cell? I guess I really do have to revisit those the Android and Cell arcs.
very Saiyan arrogance and warrior's pride, Cell finally became perfect.
And easily dominated Trunks and Vegeta, the latter of whom had decades of battle experience under his belt.
Perfect Cell's power was off the charts. He could threaten the whole Earth just by powering up. With a full power Kamehameha, he was even capable of destroying our entire solar system.
While the vast majority of our solar system's mass is located in the sun, this
Yep.
still means that Cell's key wave would have to reach 2.8 billion miles to eradicate
Sure,
every
yeah,
planet.
because
Who
Goku
is?
always likes
Maybe he
to
was just exaggerating.
Kamehameha
Not
people
likely.
into the sun.
Cell's
back
claim
in
has
the
been
day.
backed up in multiple guidebooks and even demonstrated
I didn't know this was
outright
a
in the
movie.
video games.
Cell's even stronger in the anime adaptation, considering the time Frieza blew up Namek. In the anime, the explosion was literally hundreds of light years wide and lit up the friggin' galaxy.
Oh, wow.
And Cell was far stronger than Frieza was at that point in time.
Hell, the Namekians
Yeah,
could
true.
sense him all the way from a different galaxy and thought he might be a threat to the whole universe.
He's also incredibly incredibly fast, capable of blitzing even the strongest Z fighters at the time. Goku flew from Grand
Survived a
Planet to
planet-sized
heaven all
final
the way to
flash.
hell, hundreds of billions
Yeah,
of light years in half
that's
a minute.
already...
And that was in his
oh,
base
Python.
form.
Hey,
Yeah,
Python.
that's cool, but how about the power to squeeze mini cell juniors out of your butt? What? Never heard of that key technique? Call it the Kegel.
Perfect Cell was
She-
entirely without peer,
Okay.
and, no longer wedded to Giro's petty grudge, decided to prove it with a tournament.
The Cell
The
Games!
Cell Games.
And if
Perfect
Goku
Cell versus... Oh, God. Huh.
couldn't even beat him, what hope did anyone else have? Vegeta couldn't even handle a Cell Junior.
Their
Yeah,
last
that's
hope
crazy
was
to think
Goku's
about.
own son.
You can't handle a one. Yep,
After
here we go.
Cell
Here he goes.
arrogantly let him power up,
Good old
Gohan
classic
unleashed
Gohan
his
before
rage,
Boo.
pushed the
So-
bug monster to his absolute limits, and beat him. Wow, Cell, you really are related to Vegeta, aren't you?
In truth,
Damn.
Cell was a victim of his own success. The same Saiyan genes that made him all-powerful also sowed the seeds of his defeat.
He got so mad he even blew himself up. Maybe he does have some Chaozu in him after all.
Oh my
Even
God.
that wasn't enough to totally put him down. He came back with the same Super Saiyan power-up that Gohan had just unlocked.
Super perfect
Oh my-
Cell.
yeah, you get-
now with more lightning
this is-
in a battle for the
this is-
ages.
he's so
Cell
nutty.
put the entire weight of his biological
Also, yeah,
programming
sorry,
against
folks,
one lone Saiyan and went the distance.
Buffering
But in
issues,
the end, it
we're getting
still
annoying,
wasn't
so
enough. No matter
we're
how
watching
brilliantly Dr.
720p.
Gero copied the Z Fighters,
This is
he
the
still
lowest
couldn't
I'm gonna
quite
go.
figure out their knack for going beyond.
What can be destroyed can always be rebuilt.
Oh,
All
hey,
it
Cell
takes
Max.
to recreate the most fearsome warrior in the universe is one single cell.
Oh, really? That's the... Okay, we just got us...
Hey, real quick, did you know Death Metal launched our own tabletop gaming channel? It's called The Nightly Brew. We're doing Dungeons and Dragons, Blood on the Clock Tower,
Alright,
and a
this is
bunch
the
of
plug.
other stuff.
Go check
I'd
it
love
out.
If you, could check it
If
out.
you like gaming
We just
videos,
finished
go
a
check it
campaign
out.
through the time and again, the
All
world
right,
and
here
its
we
cuddly
go.
forest critters
Let's
were
look at the
threatened by
MVP
evil
of Bowser
and
versus
noble
Eggman.
Dr.
Let's go.
Ivo Eggman Robotnik.
And
Or
time and again,
Dr.
that same
Robotnik.
world and those same critters were saved by Sonic the Hedgehog. No matter how many robotic badniks the good doctor threw at his blue spiky nemesis, his schemes were always 6 spin jumps to the glowing
Yeah,
wing
looking
spot
at this
away
for you,
from
I am
getting
very
cracked
hyped
and
for Sonic the
scrambled.
Hedgehog.
But it
Dark
wouldn't
Knight
be
out.
over easy for Eggman. If he
I am
couldn't
so
defeat
looking
the Blue
forward
Lord,
to
he would
seeing
make
the
his
movie
own
next year.
Metal Sonic.
Well,
Here we
0
go.
points on creativity
Here we go.
for that name, but god
The goat.
damn, he does look metal as hell.
They say imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, so Eggman built metal with
Is
more
that
than
why
enough
we have the
blast
track name?
processing to match his
Metal?
prototype.
So
Metal can
the
zoom
track name is
around
called
at
Metal
massively
itself, so
hypersonic speeds, fast enough to fly to
is
nearby
that kind of
planets
a
in
reference to the
seconds.
track
He's
name, or
tougher
is
than
that where
Eggman's
they got
standard equipment,
the
some of which
inspiration
can
for the track?
survive black holes.
Who
Metal
knows?
can use
Who
all of
knows?
Sonic's power-ups and even replicate his classic spin dash and light speed attack.
But he's got moves of his own.
He can attack with energy blast, fire a chest laser, surround himself in an electric aura, or an impenetrable force field.
By overloading his circuitry with energy, Metal can activate V Maximum Overdrive, quadrupling his acceleration and obliterating anything in his path, at the risk of self-destructing.
You'd think all that'd be enough to turn the rodent into roadkill, but it only took one showdown on Stardust Speedway to send Metal to the scrap heap.
On paper, Metal
Dang, you
should
hate
be
to
able
see
to
it.
outmatch Sonic in every way, and yet
Also,
he
that is a
doesn't.
crazy move.
For some reason, Eggman wasn't able to capture that ineffable quality that makes Sonic the fastest thing alive. Metal's defeats at the hands
Yep,
of
that
Sonic and his friends
capability
turned
that
his
does not
AI
compute.
into a seething hatred of his rival and a burning desire to prove himself superior.
Yeah, because the whole robot superior, like evil robot clone like motif, like when it comes to characters, there's always some sort of shenanigans that the main character or the original source, kind of pulls out out of their ass, and it just does not compute because plot armor. So I guess, yeah, thinking about it now, this kind of character trope, there's some way to it when you think about it. And maybe Metal Sonic is part of that. I'm not sure. I'm not a well-versed, character analyst. But, it's fun to have these little moments. It's fun to have these little moments when you think about it.
Yeah, well, when you're getting your supersized red ass handed to you by Charmy B, you know something's gone horribly wrong.
Metal's
yeah.
defeats gave him
Isn't there a
an
comic where,
existential
like,
crisis.
Metal Sonic cares
If he
for
was
Charmy, or,
created
like,
to
at least an
surpass
iteration
Sonic
of
and
Sonic
couldn't
does?
even manage that, what was he?
Was that a
Why
fan
should
comic?
he
I'm not sure.
exist?
Never one to admit defeat, Eggman took Metal back to the drawing board and birthed him anew. You.
This Neo Metal Sonic was
Ah,
above all,
yes.
far smarter.
My new robot
Especially
spawn.
after he copied Eggman's intelligence and took over his empire. And we mean literally copied. If Metal started as Sonic's copycat, why not hunt all of his furry friends down and copy them too?
Neo
I
Metal Sonic is
recall,
equipped
like,
with scanners
that-
in his
I
optic
think I recall
receptors
that
that
the
can
original Metal
copy a
Sonic-
person's
this is the original Metal
biodata,
Sonic,
giving him the
and that
ability
the
to
Metal
recreate
Sonic's
all
going
of their
forwards is a
abilities
different
in
iteration.
seconds.
Like
For
the Sonic
Eggman
Boom,
doesn't have
Knuckles'
to,
his hammer punch, Tails' his magical
what's it called?
swiveling asshole,
Have to worry about
and
potential
Fate's ability
betrayal.
to suck at fishing.
Metal isn't just learning their moves, he can replicate more esoteric powers like silver psychokinesis, manufacture
Yeah,
Rouge's mechanical
it's crazy.
back
Metal
guards,
Sonic
or
was
alter
new
his
to
very biology
evolve
to
through-
copy
with
Espio's
each,
chameleon
you know,
invisibility.
with each
It's
iteration of
worth
the
mentioning
games.
that biological data is a real scientific term and can
At least
refer to
that's what
molecular
I'm
structures
getting
like the
from this.
genome sequence within a living organism's DNA.
Yeah, his copying is so busted, it doesn't really matter that he's a robot made of metal. If you can do it, so can he. Probably helps that he can shapeshift and
Anything you
regenerate
can do,
his
I
whole
can do
body
better.
from a puddle.
Metal
Likely by
Sonic,
copying one of the
probably.
mightiest beings on the planet, the god of destruction, Chaos.
Oh, hey,
Not
Chaos.
the only chaos he's encountered.
By scanning the ultimate life form, Shadow the Hedgehog, he gained his ability to manipulate some of the most powerful artifacts in the universe.
You mean the
Oh
Chaos
my
Emeralds?
gosh.
Yes,
Random
the emeralds
Obama
contain an
cameo.
infinite wellspring of mystical power and life energy. With them, Metal can perform Shadow's chaos control. He can teleport, warp, and distort space, boost his speed, and stop
old
time.
Chaos Emeralds,
And with either
always
the Chaos
there
Emeralds
when
or
Death
Master
Battle needs
Emerald,
them.
he can transform into Super Neo Metal Sonic.
Ah, yes,
Completely
all
invulnerable
those
and completely
modifiers.
golden. Super Neo Metal Sonic can move at faster than light
Metal
speeds
Sonic
and has
Kai.
the power to move
Giga Metal
continents.
Sonic.
The
Giga
emeralds
Metal
are
Sonic. That's a lot of
inconceivably
Metal
powerful.
Sonic forms.
They've been used to fuel
Metal
Eggman's
Sonic
Death Egg,
levels.
which could obliterate star
Shout out to
systems.
On
Emerald.
their own, they can even create and destroy whole universes.
Other super characters like Sonic have battled and defeated beings like the Time Eater,
Time
who can
Eater.
destroy multiple dimensions and timelines in seconds. At their peak, 3 super hedgehogs have even fought Solaris, who nearly consumed Sonic's entire
Hey.
multiverse.
Oh, yeah.
So
hey,
Super Neo
hey,
Metal Sonic should
2006.
be just as powerful as any of them. Though he's gotta be quick, because all that power only lasts a short time.
The road to total
I was
domination
just-
was
in
nearly
my head
at
just
an
now,
end.
I could just
After
hear
manipulating
Kellen Quinn
Sonic and friends and copying their
saying
abilities,
that
Metal
Frontiers,
eventually
but-
combined their biodata with the mighty Egg Fleet and became Metal
Oh,
Overlord.
Metal
Complete
Overlord.
with missiles,
The return
giant
of
crystal
Metal
projectiles,
Overlord.
and the strength to match 3 supersonic heroes all by himself, Overlord is all-time final boss material.
And he knew it. His ego might as well have had its own health bar. Metal's drive to surpass his rival had
It's going to
morphed
be
into the
insane to
delusional
see
belief
Metal
that
Overlord
he
in
was the
3D.
original, and Sonic the loathsome copy.
A copy that
I mean,
Metal
it
had
was
finally
already
outclassed.
missing,
All the heroes
back
Metal
in
had
Metal
gathered
Sonic
had to
versus
team
Hero.
up to take him down.
But
He may have
with
stolen their abilities, but
DevilArtemis,
Metal never
Moro, and
possessed the
Dubot
thing that made the Sonic heroes
doing the 3D
successful.
for this.
Their friendship and teamwork.
Aw, how cute!
I'm looking forward to seeing the
Gag.
fight animation.
Probably should have added some of those goddamn rails to the final boss fight, because it is impossible to land on those things. Ahem. After getting trashed again, Eggman reprogrammed Metal to purge any bits of rebelliousness from
There we
his
go.
code.
Okay,
Metal
there we
returned
go.
to being the
Yeah.
Eggman Army's chief enforcer, always proving invaluable as the Bad Doctor's greatest creation, now completely obedient once again.
I don't know, Wiz.
Now I can
Who knows
tolerate
what's
my
really
son,
going on
but now
behind
I
those
have
glowing
a
red
daughter
eyes.
now, and
Maybe
she's my
Metal is
favorite.
more cunning than he lets on.
least that's
and
what
is
I'm
only
getting
biding
from
his
Sonic
time
Frontiers,
until he
from
can
what I hear.
take over again.
Maybe the most powerful thing that Metal copied was the ability to lie.
Ooh, that's interesting.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
Okay, before we jump into the matchup, I have not made my predictions yet, and I will say from everything that I heard, believe it or not, even though I was talking, they're both pretty intense. I didn't really see a lot of feats, a lot of calc stuff, but then again, they tend to keep it light when it comes to inserting the actual value numbers. These were just loose references. And who I think is going to win this, I'm pretty sure I think it's going to be Metal Sonic. It's mainly just because Cell's character, not Cell Max, it was limited to Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball Z was ages ago. When we got to Super, Cell's only mention was through Cell Max, but Cell Max is a whole different entity. So, and because Metal Sonic is a recurring character, a recurring presence throughout the Sonic franchises, that means Metal has more instances and more experience, more moments, opportunities to grow beyond where Cell may be. So, I'm pretty sure it's Metal Sonic that's going to come on top. The only way I could guess that Cell may possibly win this is if you pull strings, or, you know, you're really tugging at some kind of loose strand that can push him up to Cell Max, extend him into Super, or, you know, pull something for Dragon Ball GT of all things, believe it or not, because Cell did come back there and did fight Goku, you know, after he achieved Super Saiyan 4 after the Baby Saga. But then again, I think most Dragon Ball fans are not thinking about GT. I think a lot of us by now have mostly forgotten about whatever happened in GT, maybe aside from the Shadow Dragon Saga. But it's like, if Cell wins, you really, really have to sell the reason why and really, really justify, you know, these reasons why Cell can stand up to Metal Sonic. Now, I don't know where... I'm not well-versed in Sonic either. I don't know where the verse really stands. I've heard it goes very bonkers. I mean, based on the things that we saw in Bowser vs. Eggman, I feel like, needless to say, we can assume that Metal Sonic is very, 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 very strong. And that exponent number is going to be, like, in the double, maybe even the triple digits. So, basically, Metal Sonic for the win. Cell, if you win, you really, really have to sell your case. Okay, let's jump into it. Alright, let's do this. Alright, the Egg Fleet is getting demolished.
Salutations, Dr. Robotnik. Your reputation precedes you.
Oh, really?
Bring me your strongest fighter, or face...
Really? He's challenging?
to kneel before your master.
Okay, that's good. Okay, good move. This is sick. Great graphic quality. I love this. Oh, there we go. Special beam cannon.
Tell me, does a machine like yourself ever experience fear? Not anymore.
Okay, this is sick. Oh, really? We're jumping to Metal Overlord already? Oh, wow. Okay, already I think this is so much better than Frieza vs. Mecha. Great job. This is very amazing. It's very epic. Oh, yeah, he pulled a Frieza right there for Frieza vs. Mecha.
Fool, you're dealing with the ultimate life form.
Wow.
I already possess his data. Observe chaos.
Oh, here we go. Alright. So we're going to introduce Super New Metal Sonic.
Life form data successfully copied. Scum.
Ooh.
It'll take more than that to
Snap.
kill me, puppet!
Oh no. But look, okay, I guess this is quite the time to have a buffering issue, but dang, what is this impact frame? Wow. I'm sorry for the buffering issues, everybody.
That to kill me, puppet!
Yes!
I know. Now I know everything about you, insect.
Yes, the iconic pose, the iconic cell pose has been copied. Okay, yeah, and this track is metal as hell. Alright, junior battle, let's go. Oh my gosh, it's happening all across the planet. Try.
Don't you dare.
I love that he's channeling his self from Sulking. His Sulking stuff. Oh my gosh, the arena! Yes! I mean, would it really be proper if he didn't feature in the arena? Team struggle! Yes!
I am not just the greatest warrior in the universe. I am all of them!
Nope. Yeah, there we go.
And so am I.
I'll never lose to a machine like...
Yep. Are you going to see Cell regenerating from the Cell, or is that it? Oh, is that the last Cell?
I'll crush you.
There we go. Fantastic.
Now Metal's got all the...
Hey everybody, Future Darkly here, and you know what? I had some time to think about it. Don't ask me how much time. I just feel like it's a very big disservice to DevilArtemis' last death battle if I just uploaded the reaction with all the buffering issues, you know, just like that. So, I decided to do something I'm going to call an unprecedented replay. So my goal is to play the whole fight animation from start to finish. And this time around, maybe we'll get more reactions. Maybe I'll get, you know, maybe I'll find some new stuff. Maybe I'll know some stuff I didn't in the previous reaction. So, without further ado, let's get this show on the road once again. I'm just gonna say, this episode animation was so hype. Oh my god, I'm so excited to look at this again. It's so awesome. And
Salutations, Dr. Robotnik. Your reputation precedes you.
god, DevilArtemis, you need to give yourself a medal. Do the Obama meme and just give yourself a medal.
Then prepare to kneel before your master.
God, this is so cool.
Perfect.
And that's a perfect response. Daryl absolutely cooked with the track too. It's very insane. Oh yeah, look at those visuals. They're also splendid. Oh god, yeah. The graphics are just so clean. This is why I love when animators just get the chance to, you know, animate their forte or just things that they love to do. Yes! Whoop 'em!
Tell me, does a machine like yourself ever experience
That was a great fight
fear?
sequence.
Not anymore.
Let's do it! Come on down, Metal Overlord! I still can't believe how crazy Metal Overlord is. It's like, it's crazy how far this is from Metal Sonic versus Zero. And that's still a good death battle. I think that's still a good, like, episode of watch it at a time. Yeah, this shot was also very cool. Like, I'm pretty sure that was the Death Egg. And now, I'm pretty sure this is all Moro.
Fool, you're dealing with the
Now,
ultimate
this shot
rifle.
is so cool.
Already possess his data. Observe.
I'm so glad that, you know, Moro got to be a part of this.
Lifeform data successfully copied.
Okay. Yeah, this lighting is sick. It's just like the visuals and everything, the colors. It's all hype. It's absolutely hype.
To kill me.
Now we got the darkness and the shading, the contrast. Oh, this is just chef's kiss.
I know. Now I know everything about you.
Oh, that is absolutely memorable. You are never gonna forget that from this death battle. I will say, for like how very fast-paced, epic, and intense this is, I'm surprised that there's still ships in the Egg Fleet that are still standing. Because all this is going down all around the world, and the fleet still has some ships going by, as if, yeah, you got this, little Sonic.
Don't you dare.
Now that's just plain old, like, you know, DevilArtemis' show is like coming out there. So, speaking of which, hey, it's the Cell games. Seriously, go check out DevilArtemis' stuff. It's very fun and entertaining. And you know what? Yeah, this is. I think there's a great payoff.
Greatest warrior in the universe. I am all of them.
That line also goes hard. Oh, poor Cell. Poor Cell. Oof. That's got hit. I will say the writing, like the dialogue between the two, is really great. I absolutely love it too. I wasn't expecting it, you know, from like, you know, Cell versus Sonic, but I really like the back and forth. It's really great. So they really cooked. Good job to Liam.
I'll crush you.
Oh yeah, there we go. Oh yeah, that felt so much better to be able to watch it from start to finish, and to be able to, oh gosh, that just felt right. That just felt right. Okay, I think I've said all my props here. Let's get back to the main video.
Now Metal's got all the powers of the Chaos Emeralds and the
That animation was like ultra instinct
that
level
world's
animation.
fuck. Our bad.
Fantastic.
Cell may have been one of the greatest threats in Dragon Ball Z, but Eggman's greatest creation
Yeah, Dragon Ball
ultimately
Z
proved too
being the
much
key
for him.
thing.
Let's break this down into 4 categories: strength, speed, abilities, and adaptation.
First up, who was the strongest? Well, it's no surprise that any version of Cell was gonna be way more powerful than base Metal or
True.
Neo. Even just using the manga, blowing up a solar system is far beyond the level of power output Metal can match.
Without his stronger forms. With them, the power gap entirely reversed. Not only could Metal match Cell's solar system busting or scaling from Frieza, but he could surpass it with the universe-destroying power of the Emeralds.
But hang
Yeah,
on, Wiz.
Chaos Emeralds.
Those
Always the
Namekians said
Chaos
that Cell
Emeralds.
was strong enough to threaten a universe on his own.
They did, but they didn't specify how, and there's nothing suggesting he can destroy it in one go, especially since it's only brought up theoretically and without any time frame.
Even being generous and assuming he could just blow it up, final bosses like Time Eater and Solaris can destroy
like
the
with a
wider
lot of Sonic
multiverse.
foes,
His
like,
Super Neo Metal would scale to
really
them.
gotta
Metal
destroy
Sonic
the
takes
Chaos
the edge
Emeralds
in
somehow.
strength.
And with Sonic characters being known for their speed, you might think that was an easy win for Metal.
At his max speed in his super form, he should be comparable to entities like the Time Eater,
But
who in
can't,
Shadow
like,
Generations can destroy
can't Cell-
entire
doesn't Cell have,
universes
like,
in
is it transmission or
seconds.
something,
By
too?
using the radius of the observable universe, we can estimate the Time Eater's destructive wave traveled at about 180 quadrillion times faster than light.
Certainly impressive, but let's compare that to Goku's flight from heaven to hell shortly after the Cell games, which covered roughly a universe in distance at approximately 180 quadrillion
I
times
was not
faster than
expecting
light.
like
just
that,
like Time
the
Eater.
Python arc
The
to be
difference, though,
mentioned
was that
here.
Goku was in his base form, way slower than Super Saiyan 2 Gohan or Super Perfect Cell.
Factoring in Super Saiyan multipliers, Super Perfect Cell can move upwards of 100 times faster than that, and so 100 times faster
Oh, no,
than Metal
Sonic,
Sonic.
okay.
Somehow, Cell takes the edge in speed.
Oh, really?
You know,
Cooler?
the thing Metal was designed for.
Cooler gets
Wasn't
mentioned too.
expecting that.
Wow.
Let's see if any of their abilities could tip the scales.
They shared many of the same powers, like telekinesis, force fields, and energy projectiles. Of note though, Cell's regeneration was clearly superior, able to fully heal from a single cluster of microscopic cells.
On top of that, Cell's Saiyan genes would let him grow in power every time he almost died, and his Cell Juniors gave him the numbers advantage.
And considering Super Neo Metal had a time limit, Cell would have a big advantage in a battle of attrition.
But with Chaos Control, that became a lot tougher.
Always
Cell and
chaos
his juniors
control.
had no way to deal with Metal boosting his
Always
speed or
been
stopping
pesky
time,
Chaos
something
Emeralds.
that countered Cell's speed advantage and left him open. And with Silver's Psychokinesis, or the Emerald Spatial Distortion, Metal could seriously impair Cell's healing.
So it helped that Cell could fall back on his martial arts abilities in a pinch.
Despite effectively being a newborn, Cell's genetic instincts allowed him to best Earth's most skilled warriors back to back to back.
Metal may have copied
Cell
Eggman's
is
brains,
just
but
like
he
a straight
definitely
up
isn't as good of a fighter.
sci-fi
The
horror,
Sonic
like,
heroes haven't
horror
trained
monster.
like the Z fighters, and
But-
Metal's been beaten by
you know,
all
given
of them a
anime
bunch
era.
of times. So all that in mind, abilities is roughly a wash.
Which
Oh,
leaves
really?
us with the one thing they're both known for, their capability to evolve and become more powerful in
Copycatting.
response to their opponents, aka their adaptation.
And frankly, that's where this back and forth completely breaks. Because at the end of the day, Metal can copy Cell, but Cell can't absorb Metal.
Yeah.
Cell's ability
Cell's
to
been
physically absorb an
overwhelmed.
opponent is primarily viable against foes he can match or overpower.
Even if he took Metal by surprise, he can't absorb fully inorganic robots
yeah, that's
like
true,
Android
yeah.
16.
Hey,
Cell was only
16.
able to absorb androids 17 and 18 because they were primarily organic.
They're actually more like cyborgs and are only called
Yeah.
androids in the English translation.
Metal, on the
Cyborg
other
17
hand, can
18,
copy
yeah.
a target's
That's true.
biodata through only a few seconds of direct eyesight, something he could easily accomplish during a time stop.
And using it on Cell means he wouldn't just get Cell's powers, but the powers of all of the Z Warriors too.
Remember, Metal's copying applies to abilities that fundamentally affect his own biology,
Literally
like
copy
Espio's
pasting full
invincibility or
documents and just
Chaos's liquid
absorbing it
body.
into his
Nothing
Google-
Cell
Google
has
Drive.
would be off limits, especially given all of Cell's powers were genetically encoded in the first place. Quite literally, biodata.
Cell's Saiyan power-ups? Copied. Cell's regeneration? Copied. Cell's key techniques? Believe it or not, copied.
Chaos Emeralds are described as being able to produce life energy, similar to Ki. So there's a precedent for him being able to replicate Cell's power set. And at this
Yeah, I'm
point,
just
there's
picturing,
nothing
like,
stopping
Metal
Metal
Sonic
from,
and just, like,
say, stopping time and
just
using a
in,
Kamehameha to
vastly
vaporize
jump
them at a
Cell by, like,
cellular level.
squaring
Just like Gohan did.
everything
Cell might
that
be able
Cell
to do
has.
anything the Z fighters know how to do, but that's
So,
not gonna help him,
basically,
because
Metal
Metal can
Sonic
do
can-
anything Cell
can be
knows
as
how to
strong as
do.
Cell Square.
Range, isn't it?
Cell just doesn't
That's
have
what
any
I'm- that's
options
what
to
I'm picturing.
retaliate that Metal wouldn't also possess, including any of his previous advantages. Metal's copy ability
Metal-
is just that overpowered.
Oh, I guess now I get why they called it Sonic CD.
And why's that?
Cell died.
Damn.
Wiz,
Okay.
you get it? CD? Wiz, where you go?
GG
Come on
Metal,
back.
you earned it.
Next time on Death Battle.
Okay. Now, before we get into the next time, first off, I'm going to say Happy International Women's Day. That's right. The day that this Death Battle airing, March 8th, is International Women's Day. So thank you to all the women out there. Shout out to women for all your achievements and helping make the world a better place for everybody. With that being said, I'm expecting, or I'm going to guess that we're going to have maybe not another episode from leftover from the Death Battle Kickstarters. I'm guessing we're gonna have a woman combatant here, or women combatants. My current guesses are gonna be Gwen Tennyson versus Adam Eve, or Luz versus On. Now, watch me be incredibly wrong, just because I've never seen Owl House or Amphibia, and I both misgendered them. I misgendered them both. But I'm guessing we're going to get a new whammy of a matchup. I'm hoping to show me at least one lady. Okay. Reveal time. Right? Flashing? What is this? Nope. Oh, wait. Oh. We got one woman, and it's...
Subscribe and join as a member to see more Death Battle.
Okay, we got one woman, and it's up against a guy. But this is, except I'm pretty sure the woman doesn't stand a chance. And, this is our third episode in a row to feature an anime combatant. I mean, we're not getting returning combatants, but okay, internet. I'm blaming the internet for that one. Okay. I'm gonna talk about that later. I'm gonna go talk about the fight now. It was absolutely hype. I could not see, like, there was nothing to complain about. It was like, basically, I have no words. I have no words. I have no notes. DevilArtemis, you, Moro, Duvad, you have outdone yourselves. Congrats. Round of applause. Also, thank you so much, DevilArtemis, for everything that you have done for Death Battle. I've loved, seeing what you've accomplished and the things that you've contributed, the things that you've tried to make these episodes. It's been amazing, and I wish you all the success. I'm looking forward to the stuff coming out from your channel. So, if you haven't already, this is to anybody watching, go support the animators. Go subscribe to them. Go follow them on their social media accounts. Go subscribe to Moro. Go follow Duvad. And most importantly, go support DevilArtemis. If you appreciated all the Cell stuff, you'll get more of that, plus other shenanigans. I feel like this was an incredible send-off for Devil, and you know what? Wouldn't have it any other way. Anyways, this one, the next time, Katsuki Bakugo versus Reize from Chainsaw Man. This, I'm blaming the internet. I blame the internet for this one, because this is literally just, all style, no substance, and you can probably tell by how I feel about this that clearly I have a preferred for either opponents. And if you know me, if you've seen like what I've posted or contributed to the Death Battle Mirror Haze or Death Battle Discord, you'll know my stance on one of them. So, oh wait, it just hit me. Next month, Bakugo's birthday. I don't think this is gonna come out on April 20th, but I guess it's fitting. It's fitting. I mean, it makes sense. You still want to capitalize on MHA's popularity now that it's ended and before it completely fades. But thank you, DevilArtemis, for everything you've done for Death Battle. Nothing but success for you going forward in the future. And anyways, I will catch you all for some future stuff. I will catch you all for the reaction for Bakugo versus Reize. You'll hear from me from the eventual Ichigo versus Yusuke review, and maybe some other stuff I'm hoping to get accomplished. So, anyways, take care, have a smiley rest of your day, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.